The rain had been falling since dawn, turning Mumbai's traffic into a crawling river of honking frustration. Advocate Aarav Deshmukh, one of the most respected personal injury lawyers in the city, stared out from the window of his chamber on the 21st floor of Trident Chambers. His office smelled of old leather files, fresh photocopies, and the faint aroma of the coffee he kept forgetting to drink. Aarav had built his reputation on defending the vulnerable victims of hit-and-run cases, corporate negligence, and workplace disasters. He had spent a decade fighting for justice for others. Ironically, he never expected his next biggest case would be his own. 1. A call that changed everything. At 8:47 a.m., as he prepared for a deposition, his phone rang. The caller ID, Geriavanshi Hospital. His heart tightened. Mr. Deshmukh. This is Dr. Redika. There's been an accident. Your younger brother, Rohan. He didn't hear the rest. Just fragments. Chop highway critical condition. Head trauma surgery needed immediately. Files fell from his hand as he rushed out. His car sliced through traffic, his mind replaying moments of childhood. Rohan chasing kites, laughing on the beach, scribbling cartoon characters on Aarav's law books. They had argued last week about something trivial, and now guilt twisted inside him. By the time he reached the hospital, his parents were already there, stiff, pale, trembling. Doctors were pushing a gurney into the emergency wing. Rohan's face was hidden under oxygen tubes and bloody bandages. What happened? Aarav asked, voice breaking. A heavy goods truck hit his bike head-on, the doctor said. The driver fled. Aarav clenched his jaw. Hit and run. The very crime he fought against every day had now ripped into his own life. 2. The police report that didn't add up. 2 hours later, while Rohan lay in surgery, Aarav headed to the police desk inside the hospital. The officer in charge, Sub-Inspector Tanghan, flipped through paperwork lazily. We found a bike. No CCTV on the stretch. The truck number is unknown. Could be an accident. Could be risky driving. We'll check. Aarav nodded. And witnesses? One old man from the tea stall. Says it all happened too fast. Something felt wrong. That stretch of the highway did have CCTV. He knew because he had once used footage from the same area in a previous case. Why did you say there's no CCTV? He asked. Tanghan stiffened slightly. System wasn't working today. Aarav's instincts screamed. He had seen corruption, he had fought it, and he recognized the smell of interference even in the smallest answers. He leaned in. Send me the copy of the fur. And the sketch of the location. Tanghan opened his mouth to argue, but Aarav's piercing lawyer stare made him comply. 3. A case within a case. Rohan's surgery ended after 5 exhausting hours. He was alive but in a coma. Their mother collapsed into a chair, sobbing. Their father, normally a pillar of strength, wiped his eyes silently. Aarav stood beside the glass window of the ICU, watching the ventilator rise and fall. Don't worry, Rohan, I'll find the truth. That night, instead of going home, he drove straight to the accident site. He found a tea vendor, an elderly man with trembling hands. I saw everything, the man whispered. But police told me to stay quiet. Aarav's heartbeat quickened. Tell me it wasn't an accident. The truck swerved deliberately. Like the driver targeted your brother. Aarav froze. Did you see the number plate? Half of it MH12239E. I don't remember fully. It was enough. 4. A trail of lies. Back at his office, he called his trusted investigator, Mira Salvat. Find every truck with the partial plate MH12239E. And check which companies own them. Within 12 hours, Mira returned with a list. One name stood out. Vedhan Logistics, owned by industrialist Karen Vedhan. A man Aarav had dragged into court last year for a fatal warehouse fire that killed 7 workers. Vedhan had vowed revenge. The puzzle snapped together with chilling clarity. 5. The evidence that was meant to stay hidden. Aarav and Mira went to the highway CCTV control room. The technician looked nervous. Camera was malfunctioning that morning, he insisted. Aarav placed a court order on the table. Show me the footage. Corner. The technician finally opened the files. The footage showed Rohan riding smoothly. Then a massive red truck swung sharply, hitting him full force. The number plate was visible for half a second. Enough to match it to Vedhan Logistics. Aarav felt rage explode inside him, hot, raw, uncontrollable. 6. The courtroom battle begins. 3 days later, Aarav filed a criminal case against the truck driver, a corporate negligence case against Vedhan Logistics, a personal lawsuit for targeted assault. Media picked up the story instantly. Headlines blared. Top lawyers brought other victim of suspicious hit and run. Vedhan responded with his own power. Top lawyers, political ties, money, intimidation. Anonymous calls began. Threats arrived. But Aarav didn't flinch. "I've seen worse. I won't stop." 7. The missing driver. The police still hadn't arrested the driver. They claimed he was untraceable, but Mira found him within 2 days hiding in a Jolin cane. His name was Samir Kulkarni. When they confronted him, he refused to speak. Aarav told him softly, "If you tell the truth, I will protect your family." Something broke inside the man. "I was ordered to do it," he whispered. "It wasn't my choice. Karen Vedham told me to finish the job." "Why?" "He said your brother exposed something, I don't know what. He paid me." 8. The shocking revelation. Aarav was confused. Rohan was a graphic designer. He wasn't connected to law industry. So what did he expose? Aarav searched Rohan's phone, recent photos, notes, messages. One folder was locked. Aarav used a recovery tool. Inside were dozens of pictures of Vedham logistics trucks dumping toxic waste near village. Rohan had stumbled upon the crime during a freelance photography project. He had captured proof worth killing for. Aarav's hand shook. Rohan had risked everything without telling anyone. "You brave idiot," he whispered. 9. The day truth finally spoke. In court, Vedham's lawyers attacked viciously. "Your Honor, this is emotional drama. No evidence links my client." Aarav stood with unshakable calm. "With due respect, the evidence will speak." He presented CCTV footage, testimony from the driver, photographs Rohan had taken, GPS tracking logs, environmental reports. The courtroom gasped. Vedham glared at Aarav like a wounded predator. When Samir testified, he looked Vedham in the eye. "He told me to kill him." "I'm sorry." Vedham lunged forward in fury and had to be restrained. It was the moment the case turned. 10. A brother's awakening. After weeks of hearings, media chaos, and sleepless nights, Aarav visited the hospital. Rohan remained silent, unmoving. Aarav sat beside him, holding his hand. "I won. The court ordered Vedham's arrest. His company will pay damages. You fought bravely, even without knowing." For the first time in days, Rohan's fingers twitched. Then his eyelids fluttered. "Aarav." Aarav froze, then burst into tears. "I'm here." Rohan's voice was faint. "Did I help?" "You helped thousands. You saved an entire village." Rohan smiled weakly. "Good." 11. Justice served. 3 months later, in a landmark judgment, the court sentenced Karen Vedham to 15 years for attempted murder, 7 years for environmental crimes, heavy compensation to all victims. Vedham Logistics was fined and shut down. The toxic waste sites were cleaned under government supervision. Aarav became a national hero. But he always said the same thing. My brother is the real hero. 12. A new beginning. When Rohan finally walked again, Aarav drove him to the same highway. "This is where it happened," Aarav said softly. Rohan looked at the road, then at his brother. "I'm still scared." "That's okay. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's walking despite it." Rohan took a deep breath. "Let's go home." Aarav smiled. Everything felt right again. As they drove away, the